Bum, 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 bum. Hi, hello, hi everyone. How's it going? I hope everyone's having a good time zone. Good evening, good morning. um what was what there's I mean, I don't have much planned today except just talking with you guys. So, hey, um and rip bozo to any PlayStation fan. Hold on. Eh, eh, eh. Had to fix my chair. My chair was really low for some reason. Rip bozo to PlayStation. Well, not really, but also like apparently PlayStation has been down for like 16 hours, and the only thing Sony said about it was like, "Yep." Like it's been bad. It's been down since yesterday, like afternoon, and the Sony's, "Yep, yep, it's not there." And it's that's freaking crazy. It's actually crazy. That they were, yep, like it's the freaking it's freaking prequel memes where it's like it's friggin' Star Wars prequel memes, and and Sony is friggin' Anakin, the little kid Anakin. Yep. Is that a kid in a spaceship? Yep. Oh no, we're under attack. Yep. Freaking kills me, dude. It kills me that they can get away with that. Like I don't understand how you sell. I First of all, the fact that we accepted, like gamers accepted paying to use their internet is crazy to me. Like a double payment, like you have to pay Sony in order to use the internet with Sony games is crazy to me. But okay, whatever. But the fact that it's not good and it goes down like this, like once every other year. So do PlayStation players just not play anything online? Well, that would require them to have games. So that would require them to have games that they can play online, other than Marvel Rivals or something that is on everything, and probably playing that on PC. Yeah, that would require something. Considering that the only game that they can play on offline is like friggin' yeah, they don't have any good IPs. Yeah, like what IP? What, you want them to make a single player game on PlayStation? Ah, if only they had any IPs for that. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. You could play Fortnite. Yeah, could play Fortnite on PlayStation. Yep, yep. So true. They sit on them and do nothing. Well, according to the CFO last year, like 6 months ago, he said, and I quote, they don't have enough original IPs that they have fostered from the beginning in order to create more experiences for PlayStation customers. Um, and instead, the fact that they turned into the Smiling Friends CEO, the Gwimbly episode CEO, you know what I'm talking about? The I the whatever the bit, the one with the chicken nuggets. The fact that the friggin' PlayStation guys are literally that one. No, it's my IPs to sit on and do nothing with. It's literally that. It's literally that. And I don't know. And it makes no sense to me. For the love of God, I wish for a return to form of good games. Just added something for me. Yeah? What'd you add? What? Disgust. They could pay someone to develop an original title. I mean, hey, honest to God, I'd be down for that too. Like, make a good original title and maybe not a Last of Us one. That'd be a good one. And then rehash Last of Us 15 times. That'd be great. I got auto modded hard. Yeah, you deserved it. Deserved. Deserved. Always deserved, you little freak. Coming at me trying to. I don't even know what you said, actually. I didn't even see what automod got you for. Automod just gets you sometimes, and I don't even get to see it. It just happens. You just get zapped. Oh, by Twitch automod? That's really funny. That's really funny. Twitch has been okay. Twitch automod, like the Twitch general moderation has been like it's been going a little crazy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've gotten hit with a couple myself for saying, mind you, there were some outlandish things. However, they were pretty standard for the chats that I was in. Okay, but like I've gotten hit by a couple, and it's been going a little crazy. It's been going a little crazy. Can't even lie. It's been going a tiny bit crazy. Um, I think I don't know. I hope Twitch keeps going. See, Sunny. Sunny just got zapped. Here, let me free you, Sunny. I'll free you, Sunny. I'll free you, Sunny. I'll free you, Sunny, from Wait, hold on. I've allowed that one before. I've allowed that one before. I don't know why it zapped you on that one. I don't know why it zapped you on that one. I don't know how you got zapped for that one because I've allowed that specific term before. See what I'm saying? Twitch. What happened to my teeth? Why did my teeth do that jump scare for a second? Oh my god. Jump scare. Um I don't know why Twitch has been on a tear with those. Um and god, I Twitch, I love Twitch. I love Twitch. Uh I don't love Twitch, but I love the 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 use of the platform, okay? Okay. But man, I hope I still am hoping that the communication changes and the ability to talk to Twitch and everything keeps going uh towards the good direction that they're going. Um I do think we've taken steps towards good directions. I think Twitch has anyway. Um I hope it continues and I hope it makes bigger strides. Um because regardless of whether or not the Twitch hates VTubers thing is true, it's not, but regardless of whether it is or not, that became a perception because of Twitch's attitude uh of kind of not talking, and kind of non-talk non not, I wanted to say non-disclosure, but like that kind of is what it is, like non-disclosure and not talking about what's going on. It became a perception that got out of control because of Twitch's inaction and inability to talk, blah blah blah. And um, I do think there are good strides being made, and I do think there are good folks over there uh, that can assist, especially when it comes to stuff like the clubs. I do think the creator club thing is good overall, and I do think that helps because it's not just small VTubers like me or whoever in there. There's also big VTubers in there from V Shoujo, from I think there's a couple Phase Connect, there's Mythos, there's corporate, there's big VTubers, small VTubers, medium VTubers, and there's an instant communication with Twitch because the Twitch there is Twitch staff in there that is active and communicating, and I think that's a really helpful place to be able to talk I think that's I think I do genuinely think that's like a really good uh uh step in the right direction, you know. Um but hopefully it continues, and maybe they can get Twitch Rivals under their banner, because Twitch Rivals being the way it is like unacceptable. Like I I'm not gonna rehash everything about the most recent Twitch Rivals, but man, you probably already heard about 100 of it. But like, man, shake my head. What else? I know. Wait, what was I gonna like? Speaking of PlayStation, well, Twitch, well, earlier PlayStation. So not only was like, because the only reason I heard about that too was because a bunch of Monster Hunter fans were not being able to play Monster Hunter, and I saw that blowing up on my Twitter and everything. And I was like, oh, why not? turns out, turns out it's PlayStation's fault. Oops. Um, oops. Who did that? We got that. We got oh, apparently we heard there were Insomniac had pitched Resistance 4, which I wasn't a massive Resistance fan. I thought those games were pretty good though. I did think they were pretty good, but I did uh I did think that it was like a little funny to see like Insomniac pitched Resistance 4 and apparently was rejected. And then apparently there was a big Flash game that was rejected and canceled. And now there's rumors about Konami and Fire Emblem having, like, Fire Emblem announcing a remake, and Konami doing a Castlevania game this year, possibly. Who knows? Who knows? I hope it's not Konami though. I hope it's not Konami. Uh, please not Konami. But a new Fire Emblem. I mean, for the love of God, please. Whether it's a remake or a new Fire Emblem, really. I love Fire Emblem. I love Fire Emblem so much. So a new Fire Emblem, and it makes sense too, because Switch 2 got announced, so Fire Emblem getting announced makes sense. Hold on one sec. Okay. It makes sense, so that there would be something like that. Fates, give me more Takumi. Oh my god. I can't fault anyone for liking Takumi in Fates, because it is Fates. And I do kind of get it. Okay, like, I can't fault anyone, but Takumi is wild. he I remember when I was playing through, he used to make me so mad. But like, in some routes he was okay. Like, if you did the not Fates route, if you did the Conquest. No, wait, is Conquest the one I'm thinking of? Birthright. If you did the Birthright route, which is the one I played, I had no interest in Conquest. I just didn't really care about Nor that much. Okay. You did the Birthright route, and you did Takumi wasn't that bad. He was a little annoying, but he wasn't that bad. Now, if you did the Conquest route, the hard game, the whatever, the oh, this is for the real Fire Emblem hard game fanatic, okay? Which I'm not that person. That's not me. But I like I like the fun parts. But if you did the Conquest one, he was insufferable. Actually, they were all insufferable. Because even on the Birthright route, I felt bad for Nor. I felt bad for the family members on Nor's side. But in Conquest, oh my god, what happened? What happened to to Crab Boy and all of the Hoshidans because they were so horrendous. Hi, Cillian. Hello. Welcome. We're chatting about Fire Emblem at the moment because apparently there's rumors of a new Fire Emblem this year, perhaps, or remake. Conquest, everyone was mean. Everyone was mean. I didn't want to do it. And then I just played Revelation in instead. So I just played Revelation instead, and that was the golden route that let you pick everyone, right? Which I still wish that, and I know I wish that Three Houses had a middle route like that. I still to this day wish that they had a middle route for Fire Emblem Three Houses. It makes me so mad that we never got one. Um Makes me so mad that we never got a middle route where we got everyone. And I know there's going to be someone who's like, but the writing, they couldn't do it because it would ruin the writing. It's Fire Emblem, okay? It's Fire Emblem. Let me enjoy the goofy golden route ending, okay? Like I want a goofy golden route. That's all, okay? Like let me enjoy that. Let me enjoy. Good God. And I don't know. The Three Houses discourse, I'm not going to get into it because hello Rue, hello. I'm not going to get into Three Houses discourse because haha funny Three Houses discourse meme. But like I I the Three Houses meme exists for a reason, and you already know which faction I picked. If you know anything about me, you know which faction I picked, and I was correct actually. I was objectively correct. Just like with the Pokemon Go incident of the summer of 20, when did Pokemon Go come out? What is it? 2016. Just like the Pokemon Go incident of summer of 2016, I picked the red team because a red team is always the best team. All right. Just like in Fire Emblem Fates, I picked red team. All right. Just like in any other game, I somehow always seem inclined to pick red team. All right. Team Fortress 2, red. Uh, red versus blue, red. Okay. Actually, that's a lie. I like the caboose, but I always pick red team. I don't know how. I don't know how this happens. If a game has three factions and one of them is red, I somehow end up going with the red team. Like always. And I blame Pokemon Go. I think Valor convinced me. Team Valor convinced me after we had the yellow paste eaters and we had the blue team nerds. Okay, and it was whoa, Team Valor, let's go. I don't even remember Team Blue. Or Team Blue or Yellow's names. Okay, I think it was like I don't know. I just remember them paste eater. Okay, we had Valor. Okay, and everyone remembers Valor. Woo! Ripping shirt open, screaming at the top of my lungs. Team Valor. Mystic and Instinct. I that might be right. I look. I only remember them as paste eaters and nerds. Okay, and the paste eaters they existed and the nerds would always try and fight us for stuff and Team Valor for stuff, and they would never get it because we always won. We always won. Oh, rip shirt. Um, the fact that I yeah, don't do yellow like that. Hey, look, it's not my fault. They were just existing. All right. That was it. They didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. They just kind of existed. It was the same thing in Fire Emblem Three Houses, you know? It's the same thing. Woo! They didn't do nothing. They were just there. Um, God Shattering Star is goated, by the way. It was a vibe. I will always pick yellow. That's what I heard about every single yellow team member. It was one of two things. Number one, my friends picked red and blue, and I didn't want to be on either of their teams. And then two was, yeah, they were vibing. Yeah, Team Yellow's vibing. Yeah, we're just vibing. Yeah. Like turning I remember that was my brother's reason. Like he was like, "Yeah, I don't know, I just like yellow." I just like the yellow team. It's just I like them. And I was like, "But why?" And he's like, "I don't need a reason. It's a good place to be." It's, all right. All right, dude. All right, Haku bro. You valid, I guess. Valid, I suppose. And my favorite part was all the fan art that came after that too. Like, I remember being on Instagram at the time, before I decided that Instagram sucked and I would never go back until the fateful day when I made a VTuber account. Um, and Man, I remember the amount of fan art and cool comics I used to see of like Team Mystic, Team Valor, Team Instinct, all that. And it would literally be the gym leader like it would be the two gym leaders like blue and red like yelling at each other, the two girls, and then the yellow team dude just sitting there like, I I like the color yellow and I'm going to play Xbox later." I'm going to play an Xbox later, and both of them turning like, "Dude, shut up!" And he's just like, "I ate ice cream earlier." They just it it was literally that. It was literally that, and you know, can't even blame them. Can't even blame them. They're going. They're doing their thing. You know, they're doing their thing. What can you do? What can you what can you do? They're doing their thing. Let them do their thing. It is what it is. God, I do kind of miss that in a way though. I do kind of miss the everyone running around outside. It felt like my early childhood again, and when I was in elementary school and people were running around outside. He paid for your account to switch you blue? Oh my god. Oh my god. Horrible. That's horrible. I think my account is still around there, but that's crazy. Pogo World Tour. What's a Pogo World Tour? What's a Pogo World Tour? Hold on. Oh, it's an actual thing. Oh, that's an actual thing. Oh, that's kind of crazy. I know my brother, whenever we go to like a new country or something like that, he's always whipping out Pokemon Go, and he literally to this day will still he still has his Pokemon Go account going, and he's still anytime we visit someplace new that he's never been, he's like, "Oh, I gotta check." Bam. I remember when we stopped in we went to Egypt, and then because we had to stop in France and Italy on the way there and back, he was on his phone Pokemon going in Egypt, and I was like, the pyramids are right there. Haku bro, the pyramids of Giza are right there. And he was like, "Yeah, Pokemon." I I couldn't I was beside myself. Beside myself. I just good for him. He got some exclusive Pokemon, you know? Good for him. Good for him. Uh He got some exclusive Pokemon he can't get anywhere else. It was I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. This is why I'm a middle child, okay? I'm in my own lane, okay? Middle child Haku bro in his own lane where he belongs in his own lane. Okay? That's just the way of it, really. That's just middle child syndrome. They'll forget about me eventually. I don't know why I when a little New York East Coast they'll forget about me eventually. It's okay. And then I'll have to remind them that I exist by screaming at the top of my lungs. Dark and terrible fate. I know. I know. Reminds me of the one time that I did get forgotten about at school, and I had to call, like, I had to go in the school office, and I was like, I need you to call my mom. I need you to call my mom, please. I need you to call Haku, mom, please. I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that, and I still bring it up to this day. Anytime I literally that was kind of the option, and also we didn't live that far away from the school, and I remember that I like it was literally within walking distance, but I had the direction. I was directionally challenged as a child. Okay, as a child anyway. Nowadays I can take one look at a map and I'm pretty sure I know exactly where everything is like immediately. But okay, I had to I was like I don't know how to get home. Help. And I remember my my mom being mad. She was like, "It was 5 minutes." I was 5 minutes late. I, oh my god. It killed me every time. Actually killed me every single time. Abandonment issues, real. Look, look, you don't know when it'll happen, and it could happen to you too. What if, what if you too were abandoned? I, I might be a little bit like a dog with abandonment issues. Now that I think about it, I might be a little bit like a dog. Like I'm chewing through the wall. If I don't get attention for too long, like I might chew through a wall. Now that I think about it, like I might do that. At least I'd consider it. I'd consider chewing through a wall. I don't know. I feel like that's like a valid response. I just feel like that's a valid response. If I feel like I'm not getting the attention I deserve, I should chew through a wall. And I think that's good. I think chewing through walls is good. I'll remember that next time my dog chews through a wall, or either one of the three chew through a wall, or like pee on the floor. I also would pee on the floor. I, I, I as well would pee on the floor. Dang, walk home. That is the oldest child. I would cry in stores if I was left in an aisle. Oh my god. Wait, hold on, real? But the problem is I have ADHD. So Haku as a child, Haku kid, okay, kid Haku. Uh um the thing he would do is he would see video games or toys or something that he would want and he would walk off without saying a word. I would silently walk off and I'd be like, toy, oh, game, oh, Transformers, whatever it might be. I would walk off and I would be there in front of that thing for the next like 30 minutes. And my parents had no idea that I was even gone. I would just leave. They had to start like holding my hand constantly because I would just do this all the time to them. And like I swear they didn't want to leash me because they didn't want to be those parents, but also I'm kind of thinking that they probably should have leashed me at some point. Because like good god, um The way I would literally just dip. Like I would just be like, yeah, peace out. That's cool. Peace out. I would dip, go to an aisle, and then I'd be like, where did they go? And at some point I taught myself to get used to it, and I could find them, and I did. But early on that was not the case. That was not the case. I was beside myself. I was I remember getting lost at a Six Flags. I saw one of those little arcade areas. Um I remember seeing one of those little arcade areas at a Six Flags that had like it wasn't like one of those outdoor circus arcade things with all the like water guns and the throwing things. No. It was like an arcade area where it was like you go inside and it's like a, like an actual arcade, and they have machines. And I remember going in there, and I would just look at the machine. I didn't have money for any of the machines. I would just look at the machine and watch the previews, and I would be like, I would look at every single one of them trying to see if anyone had left like a life or something for me to play. I don't even know really what I was expecting to happen. But I remember going in there and then expecting like, oh yeah, sure, there's got to be one of these works. And the, the, the reveal that, oh my god, my parents did not follow me. I'm by myself in the arcade in the middle of a theme park. They'll never find me. I'm crying, I'm pissing, I'm sobbing. The theme park worker, who's probably just like an 18, 16, 18-year old, who's like, oh shoot, oh god, oh no, there's a child in here, oh no, what happened? Like, I know for a fact that the kid in that arcade working the counter is like, oh no, oh frick. I can't believe this happened again. I don't want to deal with this. But there I am, snot on my face, looking at the worker and begging, "Can you find my Haku Bob and Haku Dad, please?" They're like, yeah, kid. Yeah, yeah, sure." Oh my god. They they couldn't have been happy. They couldn't. I wouldn't have been happy. Okay, I wouldn't have been. I would not have been happy had I been the worker. Would have been like, yeah, yeah, kid, we'll go get your parents. Where the frick are they? Where the frick are these kids' parents? What? Who the hell is letting their kid walk off into the arcade? Again, can't blame my parents because like they I was kind of sneaky. I can't even lie. I was a little sneaky on it. I was a little sneaky. I was like really sneaky and would just dip. So again, I can't really blame them. So oh man. That's crazy. It's a morning. It's a morning. What else? What else was I talking about? Because that always used to happen. I used to have so many like moments like that. But then I discovered podcasts and gaming videos and all that kind of stuff. It would literally be like that. No, you like that's a joke, but I would literally I would slip out and like put my brother's hand there or something. Like I would straight up do that. Like I would just be like bam bam. It would be like one movement, one smooth movement. I was a smooth freaking criminal. All right. I was a criminal even from day one. Haku has always been a criminal. I've al- I've always been a horrible criminal. um uh uh like I was such a criminal. I remember sneaking in. I wasn't allowed to watch Power Rangers growing up, okay? Power Rangers was banned in my house. And I remember sneaking in Power Rangers as much as I could. Man, Power Rangers Dino Thunder, that was so sick. Power Rangers Dino Thunder was so sick. Every single time I could sneak it, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm sneaking in Dino Thunder. I'm sneaking in Gargoyles, like every time. I remember staying like fake sleeping, okay, late enough that I could watch Power Rangers and Gargoyles and make sure that I caught those shows, okay? And I remember timing, okay, when are my parents going to be gone and when can I watch Dino Thunder and see the awesome White Ranger and the dark the maroon and Cobalt Ranger. Like I remember trying so bad to see all those, and God, oh, when Tommy came in as was Tommy the Black Ranger? I don't remember. I don't remember if Tommy was the Black Ranger. He might have still been the Green Ranger though. No, he was Black Ranger. He was the Black Ranger. Wait a second, he was the Black Ranger in that show. And then they had a whole episode, I think, where he put on the like Green Ranger costume for a second because the Green Ranger was the what was his name? Cameron, I think, the guy with the glasses. And he was cool. He was cool, but he was in wasn't he? Wasn't he from the future or something? I don't even remember. Cause no, he was from Ninja Force or Ninja Storm. He was from the Ninja one where they were ninjas, the Ninja Storm Rangers. And I remember they had the couple crossovers where he was in Dino Thunder. And the Ninja Force, Ninja Force was sick too. I love Ninja Force. Ninja Force went so hard. God, the Ninja Storm went so hard because you had Dino Thunder and Ninja Storm, and they were both like at the same time. And I remember Dino Thunder and Ninja Storm being like so sick, dude. And I was like, yeah, Dino Thunder, and Dino Thunder was sick, and then you had the Ninja Storm like immediately after, and Ninja Storm, ah, it was peak. It was peak. Love it. Friggin' it, Your Honor, it's peak. Your Honor, it was peak. And then you had like immediately SPD, like Power Rangers SPD, and I always thought Doggy Kruger was the coolest character that they had ever made. Doggy Kruger. Yeah, there he is. Look at this guy. I actually, you know what? It might be Power Rangers' fault. This is the weirdest costume I think I've ever seen. This costume is a little horrifying to look at now, but I'm putting this on here. Hold on. Wait, what is this? Oh, jump scare. Um, okay, we're using this one. Yeah. Look at Doggy Kruger. This is Doggy Kruger from Power Rangers SPD. And I blame him. I blame this for being the coolest thing on the planet. This was the coolest thing on the planet. And I remember thinking him and who was it? Uh uh I remember thinking that this was where is it? Where's her name? Her name was Cat Manx. Cat Manx. I remember thinking they were married for the longest time. I thought they were married. I didn't know that until like last year that they weren't even a thing in the show. I thought they were a thing in the show. This is Cat. Yes, she in fact was a cat girl. A realistic cat girl. It's actually kind of funny actually now that looking back, it's just like a live action cat girl. I don't know why that's so funny, but it is. What the heck? Because like even in the Sentai, like the Super Sentai stuff, she wasn't a live action cat girl like that. Like she wasn't even a live action cat girl in that same way. I like in the Super Sentai show. This is what she looked like in the Super Sentai version. Okay, look, look, she wasn't a live action cat girl. Let me put that back on screen for a second here. Okay, live action cat girl translated from this. Like the what was American television on? What were we doing? Why did we do that? Where's my goal? Put my gold bar up. Why did we do that? Why did we keep doing that to everyone? That makes no sense. We did why did we change so much? That's so funny. Let's see. What else? What else have I been dying to talk about? Yeah, there's been some TikToks that I've caught where I'm like losing my mind. I feel like I I I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I feel like I'm losing my mind sometimes, especially when I see like Legends of Aventris. If when I see them talking D&D, playing D&D, it's crazy. I wish I knew how they could how they play D&D like that. Or like there was another TikTok I saw about like foie gras, and I'm trying to figure out how insane someone had to be to figure that out. You know what I mean? Because if you don't know what foie gras is, you should probably know what foie gras is, honestly. Because foie gras is like it's liver, duck liver, where the duck has gotten so fat, the liver has gotten really smooth and like big and fat as well, and like the fat went to the liver, and then they take it. Okay, and how fat does that duck have to be? They force feed the ducks, like they force feed the ducks, and it's horrible. It's horrible, and it's like awful thing to do to the ducks, right? But I'm trying to figure out who came up with that idea originally. Thank you so much for the follow, Bottom Lily. Um, who came up with that? And there's a gorilla on the loose. What do you mean? Wait, hold on. There's a gorilla on the loose. Gorilla. Is there a gorilla on the loose? Oh my god, there's a gorilla on the loose. The freaking I can't believe you're talking about Legends of Aventris and I thought there was a gorilla on the loose. Hold on. I'm putting on hold on. Let me where is this?
Could be gorilla of the woods.
There's a wild gorilla on the loose.
I'm not saying gorilla, I'm saying grilla.
Is it a charcoal gorilla or a propane gorilla?
Story goes that she eats children.
You probably shouldn't let us in if children are going missing. We're just gonna make
I can't, dude. Friggin' piss it. They'll come across my For You page so often, and I again I'm like I've never seen anything like this. Like I watched I watched a lot of season 1 and 2 of Critical Role, and that's what I thought D&D was for the most part. And then I see stuff like that, and I'm like, I see I was wrong. I see I was wrong. I was incorrect. These the gorillas are indeed on the loose. Or like Optimus Prime twerking or something like is crazy. Uh um there's so much, man. What? Am I not allowed to talk about Optimus Prime twerking? Optimus Prime has a lot of junk in that trunk, literally and figuratively. Okay, let Optimus twerk. In fact, I even think I posted that in the server, in our Discord server, in our exclamation point Discord server. I think I posted that actually in there. Why is that always where your mind is? It's not, okay? I just he's got junk in there. Hey, Mimu, watch this, watch this, watch this. Hi. Oh, hold on. Let me zap you. Hiya. Hello, Steve. That's me. I'm Steve. I'm Steve Minecraft. Hi, Jen. Hi, Jen. Um. What's the other thing? Oh, roll for sandwich on TikTok. I love roll for sandwich. I am Steve Jobs. I am Steve Jobs. That is true. Yeah. I wish I had that kind of money. What the frick? Wish I had that kind of money. Um, but there. Atlas and Microsoft. You are Steve Jobs, inventor of Atlas and Microsoft. Like Atlas Games? Quite a resume, Mr. Blank. Hi. I've been you you threw me off. I was talking about roll for sandwich and you threw off my groove. You threw off my groove. Persona games and the Xbox Series X ahead of its gen. Dang it, Jen. Oh, you know what I've been really happy with too, other than roll for sandwich. I love roll for sandwich. If you haven't seen roll for sandwich on TikTok, you're missing out. Okay, that man has eaten some nasty sandwiches. But on Twitter, that's what I was gonna say. On Twitter, I have been seeing a ton of random indie games pop up, and I'm so happy. I'm so happy to see all these like random indie games doing this like trend of like 30 seconds of my indie game or whatever. And I've found so many where I'm just like, yes, yes, this is the one. Favorite that one, like that one, go wishlist that one. Like I can't, dude. There's so many. There's so many. Uh isn't there a new Persona game getting announced this year too? In their new Persona, I feel like there is. Evelyn's coming out for Zenless Zone Zero. Where is it? Uh Wait, there was an Imagine Dragons Starfield song? Looks like we're gonna have ads in about 3 minutes, by the way. There was an Imagine Dragons Starfield song? Wait, hold on. There was. Oh my god. Bethesda has a partnership with Imagine Dragons. I if there was any band that they were gonna have a partnership for, why why would they choose Imagine Dragons? Yeah? I need to update my YouTube actually. I need to add more to the YouTube. There's it's kind of a year out of date, honestly. Is for unks, as the young people would say. What the frick? I kind of like Imagine Dragons. Well, sometimes I do. Um, sometimes I like Imagine Dragons. A lot of times it's kind of stinky. Uh, but they have some good songs. Okay, they have some bangers. They have some bangers. Imagine Dragons. They have some bangers. I kind of like the "Take Me to the Beach" song. That one kind of goes hard. Imagine Dragons. I love that movie. Yeah, when Toothless showed up with Saphira, that was crazy. Um, I've gotten hit with the "What Are You Old?" Yeah, but the "Take Me to the Beach" had Addo. Like you're gonna they can't tell me that this isn't kind of a banger. Okay, the remix with Ado. Like, hold on. Let me skip to Ado here. Hold on. Radioactive was the 2013 anthem. It was. You're right. You're right, and you shouldn't be derided for that, okay? This is kind of a banger, and I won't hear otherwise. Listen. Okay, they're not allowed to like talk crap about Radioactive, okay? They're not allowed to. When they had songs like wait, what were the most popular songs in the last 10 years? I actually can't say anything. Wait, hold on. What were the most no, let's even go let's cut it down. Let's do oh my god. Songs 2020s. Wait, those are bangers. Hold on. Oh, and I have to find one. Oh, Harry Styles as it was. There we go. I found one. Harry Styles as it was. That song sucks. Easy song to say sucks. Um, what's another one here? Uh, I'm sorry. Olivia Rodrigo was overplayed. She got way too much play airtime. Um, I don't even know half these songs. I've not even heard half these songs. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, oh, it's not my fault. She got too much airtime. Okay, it's not my fault. It's just my hot take. All right, that's my hot take that you get to listen to. Um, all right. Look, I don't. I won't even. I won't even say like. Look, I will say. Actually, no. I will say this. I don't think Taylor's albums have all been hits, okay? I do think she has some bangers on her discography, but I do think some of her recent work has been really, really hit or miss. And I do think that perhaps we could do with more old Taylor stuff. I'm bringing back the Taylor discourse. I'm bringing back the Taylor discourse. Look, I love Octavio, and my boy is a Swiftie through and through. Okay, but listen, her new work is not as good as her old work. Her new work is not as good as her old work. Okay, like God, I slapped my desk. I slapped my desk in a light in like a very light. Have you guys seen? It's like the TikTok trend of people bunny rage or bunny tantrums. That's what I keep doing. I feel like I've been very bunny tantrum coded, and I look. If you're trying to tell me that something like Tortured Poets or Lovers are like the bangers. I'm sorry, they are so hit or miss. So hit or miss. They have a couple good songs on there, but you look back at something like old school 1989. Like we look back at these old albums and it's like, "Oh my god. She was cooking like crazy here." Okay? She was cooking like crazy. Speak Now was everything was a banger. Fearless was everything was a banger. Red, everything was a banger. 1989, banger. Okay, even Reputation to a certain extent was kind of a banger, but then you hit like Folklore, Lover, Evermore, uh the Midnights and Tortured Poets, and it's like, ooh, and I blame Folklore. I blame Folklore. Folklore, ever since that and Lovers, she's not been the same. Okay, she hasn't been the same. And trying to compare her, okay, to like Michael Jackson is wild. And I don't like Olivia either. That I've been standing by Olivia Rodrigo not being that great. Now, I will say, and this is my hottest take, and this one would get me destroyed. This one will get me destroyed. I think there will be assassins sent after me for this one. This is my hottest take. Hottest take. Okay. Dude, people will compare Taylor to Michael Jackson, and I'm like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. This isn't the hot take. I got distracted by that. Okay. People will compare Taylor to Michael Jackson, and it makes no sense because it's like, no, they aren't even on the same level. No one even touches Michael. Okay. No one touches Michael. And that's not me being like old man about it. That's like me being realistic. Okay. Like when you can stand not on stage in a window and people are fainting from seeing just a glimpse of you in a window, like in a foggy window at that. And people are fainting left and right in the streets. Like, yeah, and he did that without the internet. He did that without Spotify. He did that without the current industry and the way that it is. He did that without any of that. Like, man was selling out stadiums in Tokyo all the way down here, down to South America, down up to towards Canada. He was selling out stadiums. Like, you can't compare Michael Jackson. Like, you can't. I look. I not to deride her work and her ability, but you can't compare. You just can't. Um, the other singer that I honest to God think it gets way too much streaming time right now is Sabrina Carpenter. Okay, yes, she does have some banger songs, but the amount of times they're played in comparison to how good they are, it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me how much times I've had to hear about espresso or something or something like that. There it is. That or Juno. Oh God, I hate Juno. Like some of her songs are pretty good. Okay, I won't lie. Some of the songs are decent, but she gets way too much playtime. That's all I'm saying. Stranger in Moscow. What is that one? Oh, from Michael Jackson. Yeah. Yeah. She just gets way too much playtime. That's all I'm gonna say. Not that she isn't very talented. Not that she doesn't, she didn't work for her success or anything, blah blah blah. Okay. But she just gets too much playtime. That's all I'm gonna say. I think Juno isn't great. I don't think it's great. I also don't like espresso that much at all. I don't like the espresso whatever. Okay. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. That's what I'm saying. Is like the amount of times it gets played should be equal to its popular, like how good and popular really is. They're all Disney Channel girls. Yeah, that's true. A lot of them are Disney Channel girls, and the Disney. I will never forgive Disney. Like I get it though. Like I'm not gonna blame anyone for liking all these Sabrina Carpenter songs or these songs either though, because like I like Post Malone. Okay, and I'm not gonna sit here and be like, no, Post Malone belongs on the top 50. Okay, he gets overplayed like crazy. Okay, and I'll admit that. I'll admit, Post Malone gets overplayed like crazy. Okay, way too much. Um, or something like I don't know, like the weekend. The weekend, honestly, also gets overplayed, but also some of his songs are real bangers. Like, what was his newer one? Like, what was the newer one? He goes crazy. Needs to be a Disney Channel girl now. I got the Disney knees ready. Jen, I have the Disney knees ready. That's my claim to fame. Um, what? Wait, what? There was post or not? Weekend had that new song, and Lady Gaga has a new song, right? Like she stopped. She started doing. We'll play that after the weekend here. Add the queue. Lady Gaga had Abracadabra. She's going back to form. Do your sidesteppies now. You're so right. Let me get the Disney Channel. Disney, look. Look, you like that? You like that, Disney? You like that? Dude, Katie hasn't been the same. Katie hasn't been the same. Oh my god. She can't. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. He making that WWE money. No. Has he really been on WWE? Like as like one of the singers or like doing the music for WrestleMania? Are you serious? I haven't watched any of the WrestleManias recently, but I used to like religiously watch WrestleMania. That's like that's what Bruno Mars needs to do to get out of debt. That's what Bruno needs to do. Because right now they got him singing crazy songs about like, poof. Like, did you see like that new Bruno Mars song is wild. Like, I'm not gonna be like, oh, he can't say that, but also it's like Bruno, good God, Bruno. That's that was a lot that you just said. That was a lot. Rose, yeah, Rose. All the weekend songs have been main theme. That's kind of weird, honestly. I don't really see Weekend as like WWE. Like I feel like that's a weird mix. Yeah, yeah, the main theme of WrestleMania. I don't feel like that's WrestleMania. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they make it work. Maybe they make it work. I haven't seen it, so I can't say for sure. So maybe they make it work a little bit better than what I'm picturing. Well, I WWE, it's not even like the main theme for those like those kind of things. The main theme for those things is usually not like something crazy hype. It's more of like it's just something kind of like I mean, they play it kind of just as background music to draw attention to the two wrestlers and the storylines going on. But I feel like sometimes they should be hype, or at least sometimes they are kind of hype. Like back in the day, it used to be stuff like friggin' like 3 Days Grace. Like 3 Days Grace would be like, oh, you know, some dad rock, some dad heavy rock or something like that. I don't know. But I mean, I guess they kind of have to also play some easier stuff now since they have a bigger audience. I think they have a bigger audience now. So it kind of makes sense that they would go for like a more agreeable, it's whatever Logan Paul picks. Ugh. Ah. Oh no, my ponytail is here. Get out of here. I thought I had you default off for the next month. You should be default off. Um, but wow, this is kind of a banger. That is kind of a banger. But that is pretty good. I do kind of like that actually. The streak was broken by Travis Scott. Travis Scott doesn't. Yikes! Yikes! Do we have "Fine" by Travis Scott will be the main theme for this year's WrestleMania? Really? The one with Playboy Cardi? Hold on, I'm putting that on the list here. I'm not gonna lie, Abracadabra. This does remind me straight up of like of paparazzi or something. Like this is just like she picked up from Fame Monster 10 years, no, 15 years ago, and was like, yeah, I can still do that. I can still do that. Watch. Fine. All right, we're putting that on there. I feel like I don't know. I feel like there's been like a shift in the music industry in a lot of ways away from like rock music, like in general. So I'm a little maybe not in the music industry as a whole, but like in the mainstream music industry, I feel like there's been a big shift from anything like heavier than friggin' Travis, like some rap hip hop music. And it is what it is. Can't really say anything about that either. Country music is now rock music, rock music is now pop music. Yeah, kind of, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of exactly really like when I think of like rock or metal, like I'm thinking of like old school Foo Fighters or something in that vein, or heck, even Black Keys to a certain extent. Um yeah, yeah, or even Black Keys. But if you were to go to Spotify right now and you go to alt music or rock music, I guarantee you're gonna see some BS like Biba Doobie or something like that, or Glass Animals in there. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna see or Lumineers, Mumford and Sons in the rock music category, and I'm like, have we just thrown out? Has the music industry thrown out like any like semblance of what these like of what these genres mean? Like the genres mean nothing. They mean nothing. Why is Biba Doobie on there? Why is Biba Doobie on there? Or Biaba Doobie? This kind of seems like WWE. I'm not gonna lie. This makes sense. I kind of hate it though. I kind of hate this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm skipping that. I kind of hate that. But it's like we have new Linkin Park. It's fine. Linkin Pink in the classic rock genre. Yeah, but I mean like we have new Linkin Park. You can put that in the regular rock genre. Like we have that. It exists. All right. You have the Black Keys. You have them, and like Black Keys is a little bit less. It's more alt rock than anything. But like they're there. But like it's so hard to find something that actually matches up with the genre anymore. It feels like. And if you go to hard rock, it's all classic old school rock. And you know what I mean? Like Shinedown, 3 Days Grace, Papa Roach. I like you have some newer ones, but it's like Black Veil Brides, right? And Black Veil Brides, I would put Black Veil Brides more in the metalcore genre than I would in hard rock. Although I feel like hard rock and metalcore has kind of like married together really like a lot in a lot of ways that kind of blurs the lines too much. And like because that's in that hard rock genre, that's like where you'd put like something like I feel like you'd put like Starset in there. I low-key loved Black Veil Brides. Hey, look, I still like me some Black Veil Brides. Okay, like I like them, but like I would put Black Veil Brides probably more in the metalcore genre than anything. Like up there with like a lighter, like light not as heavy Memphis Mayfire songs, like not heavy Memphis Mayfire, like when they're going like on a lighter sound or something like that. Even like up there with Coed and Cambria. Now hard rock though, I'd put Starset. You know, like if we go with Starset, like Dystopia, their newer one of their newer songs here, like it is a little bit alternative, but like I love me like some Starset coming out with this. That's hard rock. That's you could argue there's some metalcore influence. You could absolutely argue that. I would wager this one more in the hard rock. I love Starset. Love Starset. Um, but then you have I think Coed and Cambria is still around too, but no one really listens to Coed and Cambria anymore, unfortunately. Um, like when was the last Finger 11 album that existed? Like again, it's all like old. It's all a bunch of old guys. What happened? They're they're all old guys. What happened? What happened? Like, do you see this? I'm seeing Poppy in the hard rock thing right here. Poppy. Why is Poppy here? Explain that to me. I don't get it. I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. You're just making me feel old. I didn't decide that Sick Puppies was old. They just became old. Okay? Sick Puppies became old. I'm sorry. Okay? Sick Puppies isn't the new school rockers on the scene anymore, okay? They're not the new hotness. All right? They're not. Sick Puppies, they're old now. They got old. Can't help it. Can't help it. But like I don't know. I feel like rock music doesn't really exist anymore in the way that it used to, and it kind of makes me sad in a lot of ways because I'm a big Foo Fighters fan. Like if you don't know, Foo Fighters is my favorite band of all time. I love Foo Fighters. Um, and so like I I like rock music. I like authentic music made like that. And it doesn't really it does exist, but it's not like popular. And people I just wish it was more popular. That's what I'm saying. Is I wish it was more popular. It deserves more popularity because it's authentic for the most part. It's raw, and I think that there is still artistic integrity involved with a lot of that type of music still, or in that section of the industry. Whereas in the pop music industry, you know, I genuinely feel like there is like zero artistic integrity left, like in the mainstream pop music industry. I think like there might be some, but it's like very, very rare when you get to that point. And it's not necessarily the artist's fault. Like you do kind of have to drop it for at a certain point because you kind of have to like make music for a global audience, and you're not really trying to just please like your subset of people who enjoy your music. You're trying to please like everyone from investors to agencies and people who want to use your music in commercials. Like you're trying to please a lot of people, and so I can't necessarily blame them as much as I do feel like jaded, I guess, by that whole thing, you know. But then you have like I don't know, Linkin Park. The new Linkin Park's not bad. I like her. She's a good singer. I should say I like her singing. I don't know about I don't know about everything else, but I like her singing. Say what you will about everything else, but I do think the new Linkin Park stuff is pretty decent in terms of like listenability. And credit to him. It sounds good. It sounds good. But that's it is what it is, you know? It is what it is. At least the other stuff still exists, you know? That's the other thing. At least the music still exists. You just have to work for it. Like it's not gone. It doesn't not exist because the other thing exists. It's the same thing with like streamers, you know? Like you'll see a lot of people, like a lot of these like streamers that have been streaming for like 20 or 10 years, 15 years, whatever, you know. They're big because they've been in the game for so long, you know. They've been in the game and they've done successful things for so long, and then some people will be like, man, no one, there's no streamers like them anymore. And it's like, no, they still exist. There are streamers like them. There are a lot of streamers like them, in fact. But you just have to look for them, you know. It's kind of the same thing with a lot of things, you know. Oh, there's good television on TV. You just have to look for it and be more particular. And it kind of sucks, but it's kind of like, you know, it is what it is, you know? Like what can you do? You just got to you have to with the problem is things have to be, you have to be more like people have to be more informed about like what they're trying to watch, you know? And I think that's a blessing and a curse. It's both a blessing and a curse that you have to be more in tune with what you're watching and why you're watching and what you're looking for. Um, Me with Captain Sparkles, man, Captain Sparkles. I, man, doesn't he still? I haven't watched him in like 10 plus years, but he still plays stuff, doesn't he? But he's now just more of like a general like kind of PewDiePie level where he's just kind of like, hey, whenever I feel like making content, I will, right? If I remember right, like because PewDiePie does the same thing where he's just like, yeah, I'm mostly retired and I'm not doing these regular things, so if I feel like making content, I will, you know. And you know, credit to them, they've been doing it for a long time, so you know, they don't they know that they've got it good, and they're like, you know, I don't need to wait for you know something horrific to happen on live. I don't need to wait for something horrific to happen. I'll quit while I'm ahead, you know. I'll quit while I'm ahead, which is honestly, again, credit to him. Quitting while you're ahead. Can't blame him. Can't blame him. You're my new Captain Sparkles. If only I was as wholesome as he was. No, you know what? I might be as wholesome as Jordan. I don't know. I might be as wholesome as Jordan. I might be. Okay. I feel like if you put me and him in a room, it'd be a little awkward, actually. It'd be a little awkward. But I feel like if you put me and him in a room, we'd get along, okay? Um Mind you, I can kind of get along with like anyone, I feel like. I think as long as you're not like an actual like douche or something like that, like I can get along with you. And even if you are, like I can at least like not be rude back, you know what I mean? Like I can at very least not be rude in return and kind of be chill with you even if you are a douche or something like that. Although if you're a douche to other people, then I start getting that gets on my nerves more than anything. And if you start like, oh, this is the one that will get me every time, is if someone starts like legitimately just talking down to me. Like legitimately. If you start like someone turning to me and being like, "Yeah, okay, bud." Like that, if you get sarcastic and start like lording over me in any way, shape, or form, I will actually like that one actually makes my blood boil. Like legitimately, that's not a joke. That one legitimately will always make my blood boil. Someone starts like talking above me. It even in a joking manner or something like that, I will bring you aside, like I'll grab your shoulder, bring you aside and be like, "Don't ever do that again. Do not ever do that again." And it's not like I'm going to see red or anything. It's just like I I'm telling you this because I care about you in some fashion. Because if I didn't care, this is the thing. Like I I will only tell you I care about something or like tell you not to do something if I care about our relationship in any way, shape, or form. Whether the relationship is big or small. Okay, but if I don't know you, I don't care. You know, if I don't know you, I don't care because I don't know you and I don't care about our relationship, But if we have some sort of relationship, like I will tell you, "Hey, don't do this thing. Don't do X," because I want it's the same thing why anyone would tell you, "Hey, don't do this thing." It's because you care about the relationship and you are setting boundaries in that relationship that you care about. And you're like, "Hey, please don't do that again." You know, that's not me saying like, "Hey, don't talk to me, don't do anything." It's, "Hey, don't do this again. I'm setting this barrier, I'm telling you this is my line because I care about our relationship and I don't want you to cross it again, but I want you, around and I want to keep you close. But I'm telling you, hey, please don't do this so we can stay close." You know? It's like people get too up in arms about that kind of thing too often where they get like, "Oh, I'm scared of conflict," but it's like, yeah, but like there's gonna be a point like where you gotta just kind of deal with conflict and you kind of gotta deal with it and because conflict isn't inherently bad in that way because sometimes conflict is good. And I don't mean that in like searching for conflict, but I mean like in again like where it's like again where someone says something that crosses a boundary with you and you have to come into some sort of conflict, whether it's heavy conflict or not, and be like, "Hey, that really I didn't enjoy how that felt," or something like that. And it's again because you care about that relationship. And I think people get too like away from that. People get too away from um they start assuming that it like, "Oh, they hate me." And it's like, no, that couldn't be further from the truth. That couldn't be further from the truth. So, I don't know. But that's why talking down to me is a quick way for you can figure out if I care about a relationship because I will tell you immediately. I, I will either tell you immediately or I'll never talk to you again. One of the two. Yeah, it's not conflict. Yeah. Conflict for lack of better word, possibly. Communication is a better term, yeah. But if they don't listen to you, then there's a problem. And that's really what I mean by the conflict, right? Like there's the potential of conflict through that communication that you're making. There is a potential of conflict because the conflict comes from when one party is like suddenly like well, I don't know about that, blah blah blah, and they start discounting how you feel about something. If someone discounts how you feel about something, there's going to be conflict, right? Because that's the one thing that you can't like you can't tell someone, you can't say, "Oh, you're wrong," right? Like that there's so many times in conversations and communications when people are like, "You're wrong for feeling that way." And it's like, how is someone wrong for feeling a certain way? You know what I mean? Like you're not wrong. That you're never going to be wrong for feeling a certain way. Now, there might be another avenue or maybe like there might be information that you're lacking that might make it a bit easier to like, "Oh, that's okay. I feel okay with that." Or whatever. But that's the point of the communication part. That's the point of communication part. And it's like, "Oh, I'm sorry that happened," or whatever. And I always feel, I don't know. I it's such as sociology and psychology. Such is the fate of sociology and psychology. It's always some sort of potential conflict and not potential conflict at the same time. And things you always have to remember, but it's always really hard to remember and uh. um yeah, yeah. See, now this is metalcore. This is, oh, it's pop evil. This is metalcore. Okay. See, that threw me off. That threw me off. Getting into pop evil with the heavy chugs. That's crazy. Okay, we're going back to K-pop. Hold on. Where's my K-pop playlist? Where's my K-pop? All right. Pop on my K-pop playlist again. Ooh, 17. Okay. Do I listen to Animals as Leaders? Yes. Yes, I love me some Animals as Leaders. Animals as Leaders, some friggin' Toyson, man. That guy, friggin' Tosin Abasi is one of the best guitarists in the world, but no, not guitarist. He's like one of the best like musicians. Period. He's one of the best musicians. Period in the world. Um, like honest to God. And then you have like friggin' why can't I remember? Why can't Polyphia? Friggin' Polyphia. Now Polyphia has the best guitarist. I feel Polyphia has the best guitarist in the world. Um, but Animals and Leaders go so hard. Tim Henson might be the best guitarist, and that's saying something because I love Tim Henson, and I used to think that Miyavi was the best guitarist in the world, but you see like because you saw some of the things he would do with that guitar, and it's like how is it possible? How is it possible to fingerstyle and slap with the guitar at the rate that he does in the way that he does? His wife's really happy, I think. I feel like Miyabi's wife would be is really happy. Um yeah, she's a yeah. Um I think skill wise, Mateo. Ooh, I I could see it. I could see it. Yeah, their ability to improv. Yeah, I can see it. I can see it for sure. Like I think improvisation is definitely like a big deal, especially in like in the because what Mateo is mostly a lot of jazz, right? And Guthrie, he's worked on a lot with like Hans Zimmer. I know that. And he's just like an excellent guitarist in his own right too. I can definitely see them being up there. I don't, obviously I don't think like it's like a set thing, but I do think he's definitely up there in terms of like just a musician as well. Especially Guthrie as like a complete musician that I'm fairly certain, even though he's like mostly guitar, 90% guitar, I'm fairly certain that that guy can do a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything. Um yeah, I know, yeah, for sure. I think so. I think and obviously Steve Vai is still around, and Steve Vai is good. Like Steve Vai is still Steve Vai. I don't think he's one of the best, but I do think he's still up there as like one of the guitarists, you know, one of those the guitarist for a reason. Um, and it's, you know, his usage, the usage of all the tools that they have available. Excuse me, is there barking over there? Hello? They were barking at nothing. They were barking at nothing. they they were just upset. They wanted to bark. They wanted to bark. God. Oh man. Um yeah. I really enjoy like high quality, like high skill music a lot. And it sounds kind of funny because it is a little bit from uh um it is a little bit from music appreciation classes that I had taken, but I do appreciate like really high skill musicians being able to do a lot of stuff like that. um which is really funny when I say, you know, in the same breath, like, oh, I like Post Malone, and you know, I'm not gonna lie, I don't think Posty is like a really high skilled musician, but I really appreciate, like, I appreciate high class, but I like how being able to like come into something and see what the best is of it, I guess, in a lot of ways. um and be able to appreciate why it's good, why it's considered good. You know what I mean? Like, why are these guitarists considered good? And skill wise, the the genre deteriorating progressive guitar players seem to be getting better and better. I agree. I agree. When you do see those high skill people, like, it's like you see some stuff that people are thinking like, oh, that's impossible. There's no way that they just did that. You know, like you see like Tim Henson, and you're like, how the hell did that just happen? You know, and they are, and this is gonna sound kind of cheesy. A lot of those really high skill people like that in their respective instruments and all that kind of stuff, they are kind of modern day Mozarts. And I don't necessarily mean like in terms of being able to write a play and all that kind of stuff, but I mean in the ability for them to understand their instrument in a very intimate way that allows them to perform a modern a song relating to their time period, or a piece relating to their time period, that is so excellently crafted from top to bottom. That's one of the reasons why I like Polyphia and Animals as Leaders, is because that kind of gent slash progressive rock and all that kind of stuff is still storytelling, and storytelling in music is so important to me. Storytelling in music is one of my favorite things. I love a good story, and being able to tell your story without a single word happening is such a classically trained skill that is lost in a lot of music. And like in a lot of music, it's like, okay, you have the standard like chorus, uh um what is it, chorus verse, and then we're going to switch up the chorus a little bit. Okay, you have the chorus, switch up chorus, right? And that's kind of the standard in a lot of music. But like when you see these storytelling with a guitar, with their instruments or something like that, it's so brilliant, and it blows my mind every time when I'm listening to something from Polyphia. And you know, you have fun songs like ABC, right? Like it is what it is, but it's still telling a story, right? But you have some songs that are telling a story, and you do have to listen, and you can choose to just sit down and listen, or you can choose to just sit there and be a part of the vibe that it's giving up. Animals as leaders, another fabulous like mention, right? One of my favorite songs is friggin' Physical Education. I love that one so much, from Joy of Motion. But even before that, you have something like Kafo or Inamorata. Inamorata is really good. Point to Point, really, really good. And maybe they're not telling a very distinct story, and maybe they're just trying to have you listen and hear, but it's there. It's there. And there's care in the song, and there's a purpose, and there's definitely flow in a way that you can't describe, and it's such a lost art, and I love it. I love that kind of stuff. And that's the type of music you can sit down and you can really just like literally listen. Like you're not hear the song, but listen to it. Like actually listen. Actually sit down and listen. Because you have to. You have to if you want to actually like appreciate the song and not the vibes. Because a lot of songs now are written based on vibes. And nothing wrong with that. That's it is what it is, that's what they're shooting for. They're shooting for the vibes, and oh, it's a party vibe. It's a fun vibe, and nothing wrong with that. That's what it's written for. You know, that's it's written for with that purpose in mind. And songs, whether you have to sit there and listen, but or songs you have to like just be there for the vibes. It's great. It is what it is. Some songs you gotta listen, and I like that. I like listening. It's a lot more active, but why I can't listen when I'm playing a game or something too, because not all the time. Sometimes I will listen to music while playing games, but I can't actually listen to music while playing a lot of games because I like to be immersed, and part of that includes the music in the games. Um, the music within the games is like really important to me. Uh, to listen to, like I played Final Fantasy 14 for like a decade. Music in games is important to me. we we love we love our composer, okay? Like that that's Soken's our boy. Okay? Soken is our boy. We love some music, okay? But like in a lot of games, I feel like a lot of video game composers are really underrated in a lot of ways. One of my favorite composers of all time and remains is Austin Wintory. I love Austin Wintory. Even if you don't know Austin Wintory, you know the games he's worked on. I guarantee it. I guarantee you know the games he's worked on. It's because part of it is because of his ability to put his stamp in those games and make you feel very he does a fabulous job at making you feel the story through the music and see the story through the music. He did the music for Journey, he did the music for Monaco, he did the music for Leisure Suit Larry, he did the music for Banner Saga, all three of those. He did it for Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which everyone agrees for good reason that was one of the best musically scored games um since early Jesper Kid work in like Assassin's Creed 2. Abzu, Absolver, Tooth and Tail. What else did he do it for? John Wick Hex. He did it for The Pathless. He did it for Traveler, Aliens Fireteam Elite, Stray Gods, Eternal Strands, new game. And that's not even all his discography, I don't think. But he genuinely he's one of the best. He's one of the best. He's up there in the I think the repertoire of like fabulous video game musicians that are really trying to tell that story in a way through their art, And horrendously underrated. Horrendously underrated. It's like trying to have like Bear McCreary, you know? Oh my god. Yes, yes. Mechanicus soundtrack. Oh my god. The Mechanicus soundtrack is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I've only heard his Mechanicus. I can't say I've heard the Ixon one, but definitely have heard the Mechanicus one. For sure. And honest, fabulous, fantastic, fan friggin' tastic. Obviously we love like it's so hard to talk to a gamer and then not bring up something like if you're talking about music. Obviously you have the famous Koji Kondo, right? He wrote the Mario theme, and did the Ocarina of Time soundtrack, or what else? No, Nobuo Uematsu, Final Fantasy, right? Masato Nakamura. Like, you can talk about these Japanese composers who are in their own right legendary for a good reason, you know? Like, they're legendary for a good reason. Um but when we talk about like the like Western composition, we often like tend to like, oh, what else do we what do we talk about? What do we talk about? Friggin' Halo. Halo's good. Halo has a good soundtrack. Michael Salvatore went crazy. Michael Salvatore is crazy. And say what you will about Destiny, I hate Destiny too. I despise Destiny. The only good thing about Destiny was the music, and then they got rid of the only good thing. What with Michael Salvatore, you know? They got rid of the only guy who was single-handedly trying to make sure those games had any semblance of good in their bones. And they were like, "Bye, Michael." Goodbye, Michael Salvatore. Idiot, we don't need you. Oh my god. You have other legends too. I would be remiss not to say Yoko Shimura. God, that makes me want to listen to that makes me want to listen to more or more Western game music again and go on another kick, because you have like David Wise, Toby Fox. As much as I don't like Toby Fox, I understand why people like it. Mick Gordon. Mick Gordon got so shafted. I I don't even know. I don't. It's mm, that's its own thing. Jeremy Soule, fabulous. Love Jeremy Soule. The one good thing about, not the one good thing, but the good thing about Elder Scrolls games. Um, Bear McCreary again from the Walking Dead, God of War games. Um, uh, uh, who else? I'm not a big fan of Toby Fox's composition myself, but I do like some songs, but I don't like his general composition for the most part. Um, I do like Darren Korb. I do like Darren Korb. They have Darren Korb's music is phenomenal. I mean, how can you listen? How can you play Hades with the sound off? Right? Like, how how would you listen to the Hades soundtrack? Like, or to the game? How would you play the game and enjoy the story with the soundtrack not playing in the background? Like, you hear this drop. Like, listen to this. That comes on, and you are immersed as as the son of Hades himself, you know? Like, you are Zagreus with this music playing, and you're trying to survive, get out of Hades, get out of the underworld, and go to the surface. You listen to Doom soundtrack with Mick Gordon, and you are immersed. You are in that world. You hear just it come down. rip and tear until it is done. You know? It's there. It's raw and it makes sense for the music for the game and you're there. Oh. Like I God. It's so good. It's so good. I love video game composition, and I it's why it makes it hard because I do enjoy listening, not just hearing and being there in the vibes. I do enjoy listening to the music and actually trying to like be a part of it. You know, let the music be a part. It's in the same way why it's so hard for me to read sometimes because a lot of times if the book isn't written in a way that I can be a part of it, then I just don't care and I'll put the book down, you know? It's the same thing for video games. But video games can get around it, right? Games in general can get around that little issue because games have a lot of gameplay mechanics that are entertaining and so I don't have to be necessarily a part of the story. Sometimes I'll get really immersed in a story and sometimes I'll back out and all that kind of stuff. And it's partial mostly because like of the whether how it's written and whether I can be immersed or not. And it's why sometimes you might see me just like give up on a cutscene or like start skipping through games. It's because I'm like I'm not there, you know. I'm not there anymore. I'm not there in the game, and nothing wrong with that because games are games. You know, games are trying to do something with games. They're they're trying to be a video game. They're trying to be a video game, which is what they should be. They need to be a video game, not a book, not a movie. They need to be a video game, a game, because they're doing things that only games can do. And I think that's something that gets lost so often. And I talk about this before. I talk about this pretty often about how games try to be more than games, and it's a problem. Because there's nothing wrong with being a game. There's so many games that just like they're like, oh, we want to be a cinematic experience. And I'm like, okay, so you're not a game anymore, you know? This is why I hate walking simulators or I hate like games that are like, yeah, we focus on the story instead of gameplay. It's like, dude, gameplay is like most of what a game is. You can't you can't do that. You can't do that. Gameplay is what makes a game a game. Like how are you doing that? How are you getting rid of the part that makes a game a game? And I don't even mean like you can't have a good story with a game. You can have a good story, but don't sacrifice the gameplay in order to make a good story. You have a game. Otherwise, don't make a game. Just make a movie. It's why Last of Us 1 and 2 makes me so mad. I hate Last of Us 1 and 2. I hate both of those games. And not because of the story. The story was what they focused on, and it is what it is. But the gameplay controls actually controlling the character and the ludonarrative dissonance behind, like, oh, suddenly your character is a master assassin and shooting like 50 people. The dissonance between the story and the gameplay and also the controls sucking. The controls just sucking in general. Like I don't know if any of you have played Last of Us recently. Hopefully not. Or you do and you enjoyed it. It is what it is. Those controls suck. Oh, but it's supposed to. I'm sorry. I don't want the controls in my video game to suck that I'm playing. Like I don't that doesn't work. That's not fun. That isn't fun. And yeah, you might have fun with it. You might also have fun watching paint dry. All right. Enjoy that. Enjoy that. I'm going to go play it. I'm going to go play something else. You know, like it doesn't make any sense to me. Um I wish we'd get more more people just trying to make a good, god dang good video game. Dang good video game. And we do. We actually do. It's in the same thing like I was talking about with the music industry where you got to be mindful of what you're looking for and how to play and so on and so forth. And in the same way, there are a lot of good video games in the industry right now. Just not in the AAA level, you know. You're looking in the you got to be looking in double A and below because the double A and below industry is going crazy. It's going crazy, dude. Like there is so many good games out right now. But they're not being made by EA. They're not being made by Activision. They're not being made by Ubisoft and so on and so forth. They're being made by two guys in their basement, and they're in Norway, and they just dropped a banger, like an absolute friggin' banger of a game, and you didn't see it because it got buried in Steam. Zeekers, dude, one man furry team? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, you can. Zeekers pops off millionaire overnight because he's just like, I'm gonna make a fun, like a friggin' fun game. Frick the story. Frick the story. I'm just gonna make this like I'm just gonna make this co-op horror game. And the story really is there is some amount of story, like you can find those audio logs and all that kind of stuff. But the real story that they focus on is the storylines that you improvise in the game, you know? Like that little moment between you and your friend where your friend is like, I'm gonna jump off the cliff here, and then they get actually their neck snapped and they get taken away by a what are they called? The uh uh what's it called in Lethal Company? The flower bracken. You're right. And then they get taken away by a bracken. That's a storyline. That's a friggin' storyline right there. You know? That's a friggin' storyline. And I love that. That's the emergent storytelling that games need to embrace because it's a type of story that you tell with your friends and you tell with people and you can tell people like even if you were playing solo, you know, that's the one fault. That's one of the faults of Lethal Company is playing solo is really iffy. But that's okay. The game isn't designed to be played solo. But there are storylines in another game like that with like Kingdom Come Deliverance, right? In that new game that just came out, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. All right. And one had this a lot too, where the emergent storytelling from you deciding to pick a direction and walk, and then you got in this quest line and you either failed or succeeded in that quest line, and you're sitting there trying to tell, well, I did this, and then I met this hunter, and this hunter, he did this. Oh, I met that hunter too. He didn't say that to me. That's weird. And it's because of the order in which you did things. Like, I'm sorry. I was watching Limes play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Limes Lies Malicious. Lie Lime's delicious, okay? I was watching her play and the way everything in that little first section that she did looked wildly different to when I saw Giga play it was like so funny. It was so funny. And that's something I really love about these types of games and these types of experiences is the ability to like have a game where this thing it doesn't happen in the exact same way. That's why I liked Indiana Jones so much last year or going into this year as well. That's why I liked Indiana Jones so much because there was a lot of emergent storytelling. Yeah, the way you saw me play probably wasn't the same way other people were playing. Maybe they were more stealthy. Maybe they decided to take a different route and ended up coming to that puzzle instead of like within an hour, they got to it within like 3 hours because they went and did X, Y, and Z before they even got close to that one. Like maybe they had an easier time with the puzzles, maybe they didn't. Maybe they were playing the hard mode puzzles that I was playing the easier puzzles. Like there's so many different ways that games can customize your storytelling to be able to tell your friends stories about these games. And being able to embrace that with a game, I think is so important. It is like so important and critical to what makes a game a game. What's that game that kind of popped off recently? That survival crafting game, Abiotic Factor. Abiotic Factor is like popular because it's one of those types of survival crafting games with a story, but how you approach a story and how you and your friends explore that research facility and all that kind of stuff um creates storylines for you and your friends, you know? Like that one can be played solo. It creates a storyline for you. If you played it solo, it was a solitary experience, but I built this thing and it has a house and I built a turret and I stayed there for who knows how long, but I managed to fight my way down and build miniature base, whatever, you know? Like you create a story. That's why Minecraft will always be popular. Minecraft will always be popular. Number one, it has a good art style that's like timeless. You have a timeless art style with Minecraft, right? No one's gonna complain about the art style in necessary in a way that it's like, oh, this art style it looks so old. It will always look kind of modern because of the way the art direction that they went for. But you see it and you create a storyline every single time, and that's what people want to do is they want to be the one creating the storyline. That's why you see so many people get upset with a lot of games too. Is because the game thinks that they can take away how your agency, and the game tries to take away the player's agency. And I think it's neat. I think it's just neat when a game doesn't take away your agency and how you choose to play. I enjoy that. That's a type of game I really like. Let me select. Let me pick how to play game. I want to play the game, not you. Death of the author is real, and the author should know that. The death of the author doesn't need to author doesn't need to be here. No author. Be gone, author. Be gone. Um yeah. It's I don't know. It's just how it feels to me. My nose is killing me, dude. My nose has been like semi-plugged this entire stream, and I keep talking and then it's bam. I think I got to take allergy medicine. I don't know. I has springtime come? Was Puxatani Phil? Was that freaking groundhog wrong? What did that groundhog say? Groundhog results. Groundhog Day. Why do we? Hey, why as Americans do we have a why is we why in America? Why do we have a a clairvoyant groundhog? Why do we believe a clairvoyant groundhog? What happened there? What happened there that we decided we had a clairvoyant groundhog? Yeah. The groundhog said groundhog because America's crazy. Yeah, that's true. That's yeah. Yeah. I think it's funny that like imagine if you will an alien came to America. Do you think we would inform them about the clairvoyant groundhog? And the groundhog yes, clairvoyant. Yes. Groundhog is clairvoyant. Yes. And you all just trust the groundhog? Yes. Mhm. Yeah. Punxsutawney Phil has always been right. Yeah. Punxsutawney. Yeah. 200 old local superstition. We need more of those. Hey, that's probably the oldest superstition we have because we don't have that's the entirety of American history right there, baby. I that's so funny. I I I don't know, like my allergies are going crazy and it's springtime. That's how I know it's springtime. And is when I'm draining every bit we should start American rumors and make it a thing. Yes. Yes, we should. We should. We should absolutely do that. We need more rumors. What happened to these creatures, these mystical creatures like Punxsutawney Phil? And what happened to this? Because what happened to these light because yes, okay, we have Jersey Devils. We have, you know, hates and all that kind of stuff. Um what happened to Paul Bunyan? I haven't seen anything talk about I haven't seen any talk about Paul Bunyan in like a decade. Okay? No one talks about Bunyan. What about Johnny Appleseed? I've only seen Johnny Appleseed used as an insult. All right? What is modern Johnny Appleseed doing? Okay? Does anyone even know Molly Pitcher? No one even knows Molly Pitcher. No one even knows who Molly Pitcher is. We talk about Harriet Tubman, but that's not even a myth. Like that actually just straight up happened. Why is she included in the same vein as like John Henry? You know, George Washington's teeth. Yeah. Yeah. How come all of our myths are like kind of like why is it like why is it big man? Big why is our myth like yeah, Paul Bunyan, he was a big guy. Have you guys noticed our myths are kind of like, yeah, that was a big guy. Yeah, he was big guy. That was big guy over there. John Henry. Yeah, he was a big buff guy. He was a big buff guy and he was cool. I a lot of our legendary figures are just kind of big buff guy. I guess Johnny Appleseed wasn't a big buff guy. He was just a normal dude. He was just a normal dude. Or the I guess so was the the train guy. You know who I'm talking about? The train the train worker legend railroad guy. What's his name? No, train what's a train crash? Casey Jones. Casey Jones got lost or localized, preserved like Mormon. Yeah, that could be it. Yeah, that could be it. That could be a big portion of it too. Yeah, because there are cool local legends too, like Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds are so sick. Thunderbirds are always sick. You know, like not the planes. No, not the planes. The legendary creature that the indigenous people will talk about, where it's like, especially in the Pacific Northwest, where it was like anytime it was thundering or something like that, it was because the Thunderbird was flying overhead. And I think it was Algonquin originally, or at least that I can think of. But it would be like there's a massive Thunderbird that flies overhead, and that's why you get thunderstorms. Is because it's flying overhead. Um, and it was like this massive like kind of eagle, and you see it on those totem poles too. You see it at the very top typically with the wings and all that. Um, which is those are I think those are really cool. Um, I think that I just think that stuff's kind of cool. Uh, uh, I think also we do sometimes like mix them too, like what you mentioned. Like I guarantee like Bigfoot or um Bigfoot was is likely like has been around for who knows how long, or Jersey Devils, which are arguably just like chupacabras, you know? Like, arguably, you could say a Jersey Devil is like our version of a chupacabra. Um, or like the you have other ones too where it's like what the flathead lake monster or um trying to think of the other one. Oh, Wendigo has become like that one's become kind of I think we kind of forget that one is American also is Wendigos. Wendigos, Haints, Skinwalkers, all American. Those are all American, but they're Native Americans. They're Native American mythical creatures. The friggin' Wendigos, yeah. Skinwalkers, Flying Heads, yeah. Yeah. We should use more. We should talk about more of these because some of these are kind of sick. Some of these are kind of sick. Can't even lie. Like the Great Horned Serpent. That's kind of sick. The Great Horned Serpent is the adversary of the Thunderbird. It's a handful of American mythical creature, Native American on their own, which on their own. Yeah, yeah. See, we dumb these down, and I think they're so much cooler. Like when you actually like read into them. Because what they like again, like you'll see like I don't know something like the Wendigo, and we've dumbed down the Wendigo so much, and the Skinwalker so much. We've dumbed those down so far. Like like there's so much mythos that we don't even touch, and we take those back to like a some kind of like thing. The dude, the Appalachian Mountains. There's so much that goes on in there again with the Haints. Oh my god. And it's not even just the Appalachian or the Haints and all that kind of stuff with the Haint Blue and all that. There's so much that goes on like what there's some kind of like cat, the Mothman, the moon cult, the witchcraft stuff that goes out there. What is it, caseins, like there there's so much that you can talk about up there, and it just didn't get out because the mountains, you know, the mountains stopped all the cool folklore from getting out, or not the case. The what was it? That's the new site. The what is it? I don't remember, but there's so much. There's cool stuff. There is cool stuff. I think that we just kind of gave up on too. What was one in? There was one on the East Coast called the Ghost Train. I think where it was like a train, a ghost train would fly through or whatever, or would go through on the tracks that we kind of gave up on. Because we were like, look, we proved it's fake, but like, I don't know, man. What if the ghost train is still there? That's all I'm saying. What if it's still there? I don't know. I don't know. You know, what if the ghost train's out there on the East Coast going around? That's all I'm saying. I think it is. I think it is. Look, I am a little stitious, okay? I am a little stitious. No, I'm superstitious. I am superstitious, okay? I am superstitious, okay? I don't even care. The ghost train is real. Santa Claus is real. I'm doubling down. These things are real. Santa Claus is real. Ghost train is real. The Wendigos are real. Skinwalkers are real. It's all real, okay? I'm telling you now. It's all real. I'm calling it now. That I hit the table a little bit harder than I meant to, but it proved my point. I'll be one second. I gotta use the bathroom. I'm back to tell you the Grim Reaper is also real, and these are not fake. They're real, and you should be afraid. Um, all these mythical creatures we've been talking about, they're all real. They're all real. Be afraid. I don't. I'm afraid. I don't. Honest to God, I'm kind of the same way. I am superstitious in a way where I'm like, you know, I not the creeper. Yeah, that's right. The Grip Reaper is out. Um, I'm superstitious in a way where like sometimes, like I'm like, I ain't doing that. I ain't freaking with that. I don't do that. I don't do that. Like ghost stuff. I don't frick with that, man. I don't. You keep. Mm-mm. You you keep that stuff away from me. With the friggin' Ouija board. Keep that away from me. Keep that Ouija board stuff away from me, man. Heavy TF2. Yeah, heavy TF2. Keep him away from me. Keep him away from me. He might steal my sandwich. He might steal he might steal my sandwich. Um Also, you can't forget he's got 11 PhDs. No one, or no, the engineer I think has 11 PhDs or whatever. But the heavy I think has like a degree in like literature or something. But like you keep him away from me. Keep him away from me, man. Ghost, I don't frick with ghosts. I don't frick with voodoo. Voodoo, you keep that voodoo stuff away from me. Keep that voodoo stuff away with me. I don't, again, I don't know for sure, but man, I'm not gonna find out. I ain't gonna be the guy to find out. The you keep that voodoo stuff away from me. All right. Mm-mm. Uh-uh. I don't want to talk to the Iwa. I don't want to talk to that. You start talking about Bandi and the Manbo and the Ungun and all that kind of stuff, like nah, keep that away from me. Yeah, yeah, it's interesting in concept, but like, there's a good portion of me that kind of is like, yeah, but like, there, there's some stuff going on over there, and I ain't gonna be the one to find out, you know, like I'm not gonna not me, not me. I'm not gonna be the one to find out. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if it has in the past. I don't know if it will. Again, not gonna find out. I'm not gonna. That's just the way it works. Okay? Like, you know? What could be cooler than that? Like, it is like in concept, and there's actually a game coming out that I really want to play. With a lot of voodoo like influence. Uh what's it called? It's that Microsoft game, South of Midnight. That South of Midnight game, I think people are sleeping on that because the amount of cool voodoo like influence that it has in there, and also like we haven't gotten a voodoo game like that from Microsoft since like Voodoo Vince. Like if they don't reference Voodoo Vince in that game, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna lose my freaking mind. I loved Voodoo Vince. But South of Midnight, like if you haven't seen that trailer, if you haven't watched any of that gameplay, it looks kind of cool. And the stop motion graphics that they got going on for it, I like like it is an underrated theme, and it's a good theme. It's a good fascinating theme, and you see it so rarely in video games. it's underutilized, it's underrated and underutilized because you see it when you see it in a video game, you remember that stuff for freaking life. I remember still to this day, Sly Cooper 1, they have the voodoo level, and I will never forget anything in that swamp. I will never forget that swamp, Madame Ruby swamp, because man, that voodoo stuff, that that voodoo stuff was crazy. And I remember there were certain parts that got a little spooky for a Sly Cooper level. And like, oh, dude. Then you have like, again, Voodoo Vince. I remember Voodoo Vince. Like, I still remember that because it was an underutilized weird game. And I'm not gonna say it was a good, like, perfect game or whatever, but I still remember Vince. I remember Madame Charlemagne. I remember Cosmo. I remember Jeb and Fingers. Like, Fingers lost his fingers at the carnival, you know? That South of Midnight game I think will be poggers, will be really cool. And I think there's a lot of cool stuff that can be done and interesting themes that can be used with that in concept. Um but yeah. Yeah. My goodness gracious. I love that stuff. I love that stuff. I hope we keep getting weird, interesting stuff like that too. I hope this year in particular is a lot of weird, like 2025. I hope we get a lot of weird freaking stuff. I hope we get a lot of weird stuff. Because we are already getting some weird stuff with like Avowed, right? Avowed being a first person continuation of the alien reveals. Yeah. Yeah. Like, okay, weird stuff. We got Avowed, which is a first person game in the world of Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2, still in the same world. You're still in the Waking Lands, but it's in first person. And I know that world is weird. We got Monster Hunter Wilds, and Wilds has some weird monsters, and some of them have buttholes. Monster Hunter Wilds, some of them have buttholes. Like, okay. Um, ow. I didn't make that up. I don't deserve that. I didn't make that up. The Monster Hunter Wilds did. The Monster Hunter Wilds they did. Hold on. Where is it? I have to show this now to prove my innocence. Observe. Wait, hold on. Give me a sec. I'm showing the butthole on the stream. Showing hole live on stream. You see that? They gave the monster a butthole. Showing hole on stream. They're not shy. Cuz look, that guy is stabbing him. That lancer right there is stabbing him. That's hole. There is hole live in the game. They straight up were like, yeah, we're doing this. It's made to eat the player. If I speak, I'll be taking a 2-week vacation. Or a 3-day vacation, not a 2-week. If I speak, I'm taking a 3-day vacation. Gratuitous amounts of foliage. There's a lot. Okay. Like, we're at the point in the games industry where someone's making a Hobbit, the Tales of the Shire, where you get to roleplay as a Hobbit, which is wild to me that we haven't gotten that already. But like, good for them, I guess. It might be fun. I don't know. I'm not a big comfy game person. What else is coming out? That South of Midnight game looks really cool. They're doing another Fatal Fury game. Yeah. That's crazy. Rune Factory? Rune Factory might go. Actually, that'll be crazy. New, like Guardians of Azuma, like, and also sorry to the previous Rune Factory games, but they finally have hot characters again. they finally have hot characters. At least everything they showed off. I look. I said what I said. I said what I said. They have hot characters again, and I stand by it. Okay, I stand by it. They have hot characters again, and I'm finally happy that they have hot characters again. Okay, because Rune Factory for too long was like, yeah, how cute can we make these little chibi looking things? And I'm like, I don't want that. That I'm not playing for that. I'm playing Rune Factory. You were supposed to be different. You were supposed to be better. Pissed me off. Makes me mad. Oh my god. All right. What time is it? 3? Okay. I started a little bit late, but we've been going for a while. 2.5 hours, not bad. Okay. I'm doing the classic VTuber thing. I'm overworking where I hit 2 hours and then I'm like, all right, I'm dipping. Oh my god. Guys, it's old school VTubers. Yeah, I'm just like old school VTubers. Minus a lot of people following and watching. Sorry, I just had to fit in a joke there. Who should we go say hi to? I'm gonna rate us out. You said it, not us. Oh my god, I'm allowed to say it. When I say it, it's funny. It's like I'm in 2020 again. I'm overworking, guys. I'm sorry. I'm overworking. My bad. Who should we say hi to? I'm gonna rate us out though. I'm gonna rate us out. Yeah, frick it. We're gonna go say hi to Lena. Speaking of horror and terror, she's playing a intense horror mod pack for Fallout 4, and I love Lena. So share your ball if you have one, and say hi to Lena. Lena is lovely. We love Lena Lazar in this house. Sir, where's my blue? There we go. We love Lena Lazar in this house. Go share your ball. Yeah, that's me out. I will see you next week with possibly a hand cam. I think we'll do a hand cam. I think I have the hand cam sitting right with me, the little camera. I think we'll do a hand cam. I gotta make sure and figure out how to get that set up, but I think we'll do a hand cam next week. Finally, after so long about talking about it. Probably just doing a puzzle. Actually, we'll probably start off simple and do like a puzzle. Maybe build the RX-75 Gundam that experimental cheese got for me from that kind of stuff. I'm gonna show my hand. What are you gonna show in your hand cam? My khakis. All right. But puzzle stuff, hands. I will see you next time. You'll see schedule tomorrow, and if not tomorrow, you see it Monday because I'm too tired or whatever. But come back next time. You'll see videos on the channel soon. On the YouTube, you'll see videos and clips coming in. Yeah, they're on the way. And the scripted content is on the way. It's soon. So yeah, I'll catch you on the flip side. See ya.